Hey guys, welcome back to this place, and if you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are starting season 4 of Battlestar Galactica. That is the final season, so I am really excited to see how everything is going to wrap up. A little bit apprehensive. I want humanity to survive and thrive and everything, and coming off of the Razor film, kind of concerned because the hybrid did kind of tell us that humanity should not follow Starbuck, and based off where we left off, I'm pretty sure humanity is full on just following Starbuck. So is it going to lead to destruction? I don't know. I'm excited to find out. We also left off with Gaius being found not guilty by the tribunal after Lee's rousing, incredible speech that I think is one of the best moments of Battlestar so far. We also, way to bury the lead, found out 4 more Cylons, and we already knew 7. So these 4 are making up, 4 out of the 5 final 5. I personally believe Starbuck is the 5th, but I don't know for sure yet. However, we now know that Ty, Tyrell, Tori, I believe her name is, and Anders are 4 out of the 5 final 5 Cylons. And so I'm really interested in what they're going to do and how they're going to navigate this going forward now that they know who they are. Like, I'm curious if, like Boomer, they will choose to side with the humans because they still feel human, like Tyrell has a human wife and a hybrid baby. Not me just realizing that. Holy shit. Okay. So there's that. Anders, Tori, Ty, who is probably one of the current biggest, haters of the Cylons, is now himself a Cylon. Like, I'm really interested to see how this is going to affect their psychology going forward and just what the season is going to bring. I'm sorry, I have rambled far too much. Let's just watch it and find out.
So,
he's a little bit stressed right now, okay?
what the hell is wrong with you?
Nothing, Bill. Never felt better in my life.
Is that a dream? That's a dream. That's a dream. That's a dream. This is just happening in his head. Right? Right?
Colonel Ty!
Oh my God.
Shoot, Anders!
I'm trying to. God, come on!
Oh no. Is he gonna die? No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no. They don't know that you're a Cylon. They're gonna shoot. Right? Oh.
I got a hell of a set of vacation pictures.
Did she have no idea? Did she not
In my post-flight checklist.
die and come back?
I want to sign out so I can get in the showers.
I don't have one for you.
Because everybody thought you were dead. Okay.
Okay, me too. I'm off the ship for a few hours and everybody's...
A few hours.
It's been weeks.
Carrie, you were gone for over 2 months.
Oh, it's been 2 months. Damn. I forgot.
That's impossible. My ship's clock reads 6 hours and change.
Then your clock's wrong, Kara. Sam's telling you the truth. We thought you were dead.
Yeah. 2 months?
There's only one God.
There is only one God. In a nutshell, that's the truth. Can you feel God's presence?
You know what? I think.
Y'all just horny. Hate to break it to you. I don't know the gods. They're in that moment.
Put her in the brig.
What? So some things don't add up and we're back to thinking she's a Cylon? What about Cottle's test?
Cottle's test doesn't prove anything.
They can't test. They don't only.
Even if her DNA is the same, she could still be a Cylon.
Yeah, only.
She could have been one from the beginning.
Only
Baltar's
Gaius.
Cylon detector was a crock. It failed to ID Boomer.
It didn't.
Kara is the clue that we were supposed to find.
And what if she's playing you? What if she's playing you? And all of us?
I love them all being Cylons.
Please, can you help me?
Oh, God. Everybody shut up. How y'all fall asleep so quickly? Oh.
It's Derek.
Derek, is it?
Oh my gosh, that poor child. He looks very sick.
I guess that the one true God just doesn't want him to live, right?
That's dangerous thinking. That's dangerous territory you're entering.
And then she shot the old man.
Boomer didn't know what she was. We do. That is not gonna happen.
What are they gonna do? Are you gonna kill? Yeah. Okay.
Agreed?
Wait, what? Is this a suicide pact?
You once said you love me like a daughter. If you still do, you've got to trust me on this one.
I have such conflicting feelings.
I can't afford to.
Here's the thing. It's like, we know because of the movie that, like, it would be bad to follow her. We don't know why.
If my brother had climbed out of that cockpit, would it matter if you were a Cylon? If he always had been? When all's said and done, would that change how we really feel about him?
No. I love that conversation.
Then take it. Take me. Take me, please.
Oh, I'm proud of Gaius.
I introduced you to my son, Kevin. I told you he wanted to be president when he grew up.
I'm guessing Kevin died. He's dead.
How is,
No.
Kevin?
He's dead.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Your police shot him.
Come on, guys. Let's get out of here.
Come on, scream! I want to see if anyone comes to help you. Ah! Scream!
All right, sir.
Do it. Take my life. Please.
Oh, damn. Is she killing that man? I think you could have just knocked him out, hon. I mean, okay, that other guy did try to kill her, so to be fair.
Look.
Look at him. He's doing better. Yay! He's a cute little guy.
Still doesn't change the fact that I love you, no matter what.
You are a better person than I am, Sam, because if I found out that you were a Cylon, I would put a bullet between your eyes.
Where's the president, Sam?
Kara, come on.
Starbuck, what are you doing? She won't. Of course, it's to be continued. I have lots of thoughts and feelings about this episode and just the way that it's sort of introducing us to season 4. I liked it. I thought it was a bit slow paced. I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it probably because it's a 2-parter, it sort of felt like it took a little bit of time to like get up and go. You know what I mean? So yeah. That being said, I like that we kind of literally started right where we left off last season. I like that we have not followed Starbuck, which is kind of like a little bit relieving because of the Razor movie and them saying, you know, Starbuck is going to lead them to the apocalypse. Now, whether or not that's because she is one of the final 5 Cylon remains to be seen. Feel like she is based off, you know, evidence, but also I think like it could be a red herring, so we're like convinced that it's Starbuck and really it's like Adama, you know? I don't know. I feel like it makes the most sense for it to be Starbuck, but I don't know. We'll see where the rest of the season goes. So I'm also really curious to see where like Ty and Anders and Tori and Tyrell sort of go from here, because it seems to me that in this episode they sort of made a pact. I'm curious because like they didn't do that immediately, at least, right? So my only thing is they made the pact, but if they were ever like, I assume based off the language they use that the pact is like, if we ever start to go too far, here's our pact. However, if one of them did, you know, get a switch flipped like Boomer or whatever, then presumably they would already do the thing and then it would be too late for their pact to be effective. So it seems like, and I mean, I'm not advocating for it, but it seems like they should either do it now while they're still them or not at all, right? Because like Boomer, we know, wasn't even aware of what was happening. Like she just pulled it out and shot. So if Ty were to just pull out a gun and shoot, like the damage would already be done. So would it not make more sense for them to execute the plan now and then not worry about later? I don't know. Again, not advocating for that, because I really am very interested in them navigating the knowledge that they are Cylons, but surrounded by humans and still fighting for humans. You know, like the scene with Tyrell and Ty and Tori and Rosalind and Lee and Adama, where they're around Starbuck's brand new shiny plane and they're talking about like the Cylons, and it's really cool to get to sit here as the audience and know that half of the people in that scene are Cylons and the other half have no idea, and like to just kind of watch that play out. And yeah, so I'm excited to see more of that this season. Excited to see where they eventually fall, how they eventually feel regarding everything. If they do take Boomer's route, you know, Athena's route, and sort of decide that they're on the side of the humans. And I'm really excited to see where this whole thing with Starbuck goes, because to me it makes the most sense that she's one of the final 5. Maybe like the head honcho of the final 5, right? But it also could just be a red herring. And so I'm excited to see that play out and see if it's something that's revealed like at the very, very end, or if it's something that is revealed earlier and we get to like sort of watch the ramifications. Because it's like, here's the thing. We know that they're not supposed to follow Starbuck, but if Starbuck does actually know the way to Earth, like how else will they get there because they have to get to Earth. They can't survive in spaceships forever, right? Like, I assume, maybe I'm wrong, but at some point humanity wants to like have an end goal, like a place to actually settle, like a planet to get off on, you know? So yeah, I'm curious where all that's gonna go. Also really curious about Lee and where his storyline is going. He said there was like a position in government that he's gonna go after, and it's gonna be really weird to see Lee not as the CAG, but I'm also really excited to see Lee get the opportunity to like hang that up and to explore a new version of himself and to actually get to go after what he wants. I also absolutely loved the scene with Lee and Adama where they were talking about Starbuck and how they feel about her coming back and whether they should listen to their head or their heart, because obviously their heart, like, they want it to be Starbuck and they want to just be happy that she's back, but logically it doesn't make sense and they have to try to navigate that. However, I really liked Lee asking Adama like if it was Zach, because we know that he died in the military, presumably on a Viper, and or maybe it was said and I just can't remember, but they said like, you know, what if it was him and he got off that plane? Like, would it matter if he had been a Cylon this whole time? Like, would that mean that you loved him less? And I think for Lee the answer is no. Like, he's still my brother, he's still this person I love. Like, I still care about him just as much regardless of, you know, whether he's Cylon or human. And I think for Adama it would probably be the same. And I just think it's a really interesting and powerful question to ask, especially at this point in the series, because I think if they had asked that question maybe season 1, episode 1, the answer might have been different. But knowing Athena and getting to know that like Cylons can be more than just what they've always known them as, I think has expanded their ability to understand them and has expanded their ability to care. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really interested and excited to see. Just to see like if Starbuck is, if Ty, like, well, we know Ty is, we know Tyrell is, we know Anders and stuff. Like, I'm excited to see if that is revealed at some point, which presumably it will be, like how the dominoes will fall, right? Like what Adama will think and how it's gonna affect him as well, because that's his best friend for a good part of his life, you know? Okay, a small thing, well, not small, but like a small section of this episode. Why did the Cylons retreat? Did they recognize through the scanning that Anders must have been a Cylon? And why would that cause them to retreat? Something had to have happened on the Cylon side of things, and I'm really curious for them to reveal what it was. Also, with Gaius. So, I'm really curious because there has been so much symbolism. There's been so much talk of God and Head 6 being an angel and Gaius being this sort of messianic, Christ-like figure. There's been a lot of allusion to that throughout the series. And I mean, Head 6 just flat out said she was an angel, right? A messenger of God. And so I'm curious as to like how much they're going to lean into that, right? Because Gaius prayed and the child survived, which I kind of figured he might. And Gaius was willing to sacrifice himself, and then he didn't have to, but his willingness made it to where God spared him and the child. Now, is it Cain and Abel? There's like a story in the Bible, right, where a dad is asked to sacrifice his child, and then he goes to sacrifice his child, and then God like stays his hand because his willingness to sacrifice his child like proved his faith or something, right? Something like that. And like, so this story in my mind sort of symbolizes that a little bit, except for Gaius was willing to sacrifice himself to save this child. So I don't know if it's supposed to draw a parallel to that story. I don't know if it's supposed to, you know, just make us more sympathetic for Gaius again. Like, I think that it worked because I have been liking Gaius more and more the longer the show goes on, and I think that his sort of redemption arc is very compelling. He's still selfish, he still cares about himself, but he also has shown himself to care about other people. Now, I think that there's also a part of him that like is kind of done and wants to, you know, die. But yeah, I don't know. I was really interested in sorry, I got way off track. I'm curious as to how much stock I should put in the symbolism of him being a Christ-like figure. I'm curious how much stock I should put in whether or not God actually exists in this universe. Should I just take it at face value, or should I not? I know we've had this conversation before, like I've mentioned it before, but I'm still on the fence because we've not been shown definitively one way or the other. So I'm just sort of going to put a little bit of stock in it, but also a bit of skepticism. And I think that's fair. But I really like Gaius's story so far this season, and I'm curious to see where it goes. Kind of worried that he's starting a cult. Kind of worried that, you know, we're going down the him being a cult leader track, but we could just be going down, if we follow the Christ allegory, you know, him being a Christ-like figure and having disciples and stuff like that track. So I don't know. I think it's also dangerous though to have like that lady who gave him the shave and cut his hair. She seems dangerous to me because she's somebody who I feel is using religion to justify, you know, maybe baser instincts. Of course, that guy was literally choking her to death. So the fact that she beat the shit out of him is kind of like, I understand. And the other guy was threatening Gaius' life. But I always worry that religion is being used to justify violence. And yeah, so that worries me a little bit. Again, I don't think that necessarily in that particular instance it was too bad because these people were threatening their lives. She did go a little ham, but I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, even though I think she's a little bit, so I kind of side-eye her a bit, you know? I think the last thing, and I talked about it a little bit at the beginning, is just where the episode ended, which was with Starbuck going after Rosalind. I don't think that she'll shoot. I think that it's a intimidation tactic and she just wants her to follow, like go back, because Starbuck is losing the feeling that she had where she knows where she's supposed to go, which does kind of lead to, or lead credence to the idea that there is some sort of metaphysical, what word am I looking for? Supernatural sort of thing happening. So we'll see. I don't think that Starbuck will shoot though. And yeah, I think that's all that I really have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. You can also watch the next episode right now over on Patreon if you're watching this on YouTube, as well as my entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Battlestar Galactica, including the miniseries, the Resistance webisodes, and the Razor movie that is over on Patreon as well. I hope to see you guys next time for, I guess, part 2 of this episode, which I had no idea was a 2-parter. I hope to see you there. Bye, guys!